When implementing a new tool, what's a realistic time frame for data prep and governance? And honestly, this one's near and dear to my heart because I honestly believe, it's been my experience having been not only here at Solutions Review, but in companies and also selling programs into large companies, that the dirty secret of a lot of companies is their data. They don't like to talk about it. It's in more of a state of disrepair than they'd like to admit. It may well be holding them back from doing big AI projects because they know deep in their heart that it isn't going to yield what they hope to be the AI truth, if you will. But I'm curious. I guess Maria, this might be you.
Yeah, sure.
What are the time frames? I mean, we're obviously not talking weeks or months, but what can people be thinking about with regard to getting their data sorted?
Honestly, I suppose it completely depends on the scope or what it is. I'd say start now because AI is not going away. So start now. But I suppose if you're tackling one problem with a clean data source, it could be ready in a matter of weeks. But if you're trying to connect all these various systems, dozen messy systems, you could be looking at months longer. So start now is my advice, and start small, by the way. Don't try to boil the ocean. Like when AI first started, it was like so excited and so overwhelming. You don't know where to start. Just pick one spot, one high value impact workflow that you can tackle that and get a quick win out of that. Start building your momentum from there. So you don't have to, again, boil the ocean. Start small and build incrementally.
How do you make sure that employers are comfortable with AI being used, and what steps do you take to prevent them from feeling like they're being monitored or replaced? This is the other side of the coin here that's different than every other technology that we've implemented. This isn't going from analog to digital or from online or from offline to online. This is a whole different animal because ultimately it's built as a neural network to think like people. So how do you help them deal with the concerns that they're naturally going to have around that?
Yeah. So, and I know we already kind of talked a little bit about this, but, again, just kind of going back to and implementing any change or anything new or anything that people might just be like, I'm not really sure and I'm worried or I'm scared or I don't know if I trust. I think, again, it just goes back to, explaining the why, being transparent. Sometimes I get in trouble for being more transparent than others might like, but I am a big fan of transparency and obviously using good judgment in how transparent you are given the audience or the situation. But I think the more information that people have, I think the more comfortable people feel. And, I try to put myself in their shoes. I'm a naturally curious person. I usually have 100 questions about every little thing. So I try to do the same for them. If they have questions or if we're sharing information and they have follow-ups or they're not comfortable talking about it in a group setting, our HR business partners do a really good job just meeting with people one-on-one or joining staff meetings just to kind of talk through the process and, how it all came to be, right? To what we were just kind of talking about earlier and how we really envision that this can help, again, augment what they're doing, not replace what they're doing. A lot of times I like to share examples of how I use it in ways that I feel like make me, like Maria said earlier, a better employee. So I feel like I'm, again, kind of if we're relying on how can you use it even to your advantage, all new things are always a little scary. And like you said, this is even scarier than perhaps other big transformations. But I think once people start using it, and kind of understanding how it works or how they can leverage, we've seen people get super excited about it and kind of lose a little bit of that fear. So we kind of just try to meet them where they are. At GP, we're big believers in one size fits one, which I am a big proponent of that philosophy. And so we try to meet people where they are. Some people are super comfortable with it. They use it in their personal lives. They're big proponents, like they're good to go. Other people are not so sure and maybe a little worried. And so we work with them one-on-one or try to show them, this is how it's helped me. Like maybe let's work together to see how we can build a task for you in GIA and see how it can help you. So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, I think is what I'm trying to say. And just as with all things, just lead with the truth and try to gain trust in baby steps.
I think that.
Oh, got it.
Well, I think it's an open conversation, right? You absolutely. There's just no. Employees are just too informed these days, external to the company. The idea that they won't hear something's happening on another floor in another building in another country. It just doesn't work that way anymore. We're just too well connected, and there's just too much information. So I think your point is a good one. That is, transparency is kind of has to be the default. But I'm curious, Maria. One last question before we kind of wrap things up here. Is there any way to audit AI for bias? Is there any kind of binary way, or is that just something that you have to kind of trial and error?
That's a great question. I'm sure AI would have an answer for it.
Well, that would be that might not be the answer you want.
It might be biased. I'm sure there are ways through some, through I suppose the verified sources and the transparency.
Is that it? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because you need to understand
this is the human in the loop part.
In the loop.
Yes, yep. yes, exactly. And Connie talked about this earlier, where it perpetuates if you're not careful, right? So
no magic IT bullet. You can just kind of like couple keystrokes and all biases obliterated. All right, fine. Once again, thank you both very much for being here and having this conversation. This is the conversation that companies have to have. There's no doubt about it. Everybody wants to rush to the tech, but this is not the same tech as the old tech. This is a different tech. It's a human impact story. It's a human augmentation story. It's a human in the loop story. You got to have HR involved as well. Well done. Thank you very much, and best of luck with all you're doing at GP.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
If your business would like to be featured in a future event, contact us today.